Hello all you beautiful bookish people. My name is Lyndsey Hinds and thank you so much for clicking on my video. Today I'm going to talk about my most anticipated classics. I have 12 to talk to you guys about today, so let's get started. These are going to be in no particular order, and I have quite a few of different types of classics. I have gothic, I have romance, I have children classics, so there's a broad range and they're just all mixed together. So let's get started. The first book I'm going to talk about, I actually don't own, but I pre-ordered this beautiful, I believe it's Puff and Bloom edition, and that is Jane Eyre. I have quite a bit of other books in this version, this edition. Comes out in October and I'm so excited for it. I can't wait to put it with the rest of my books, and I'm really excited to read another Brontë sister book. I read Wuthering Heights this year and I loved it. 5 stars. The setting, the writing, just the story altogether was so unique, and I can't wait to see what Charlotte Brontë did with Jane Eyre. But in Jane Eyre, I believe we are following our main character, Jane, and she is orphaned as an infant. Her parents die very tragically, I think, and she is left to be raised by her aunt, and her aunt is not a nice person, and later on she ends up getting sent to this really strict all-girls school. So I can't wait to see what Charlotte Brontë has in store for me in this book. So that is the first classic I would love to get to this year, and I probably will read it in October as soon as I have it in my hands. I guess since I just mentioned a darker gothic classic, I might as well mention another one that I have that I'm hoping to get to sooner rather than later, and that is Rebecca. I keep hearing that this is a perfect book to pick up in spring and summer, so that's why it's like top of the list right now. Hopefully this will be on my June TBR. But I believe in this one, our main character, we don't know her name. That's the point. Like, Rebecca is another character in this novel, but the main character we are following falls in love with this guy, I believe, on vacation, and he takes her back to his estate, and his previous wife has passed away or is gone. I can't remember if she's disappeared or she's just dead, but she is not there, and his manner is really eerie. I believe like his employees are also a little odd, and our main character is just feeling very eerie about this guy's wife, Rebecca. So I'm really excited for this. It sounds right up my alley for a spooky read this summer. So to continue with the gothic novels, since I do actually have quite a bit of those, I do really enjoy them. I have the House of the Seven Gables. I got this edition when I was in Salem in the fall of 2025, and something really cool about it is that it even has a stamp on it that says it was bought, says purchased at the House of Seven Gables. And I just think that is so cool. This is like my top souvenir that I wanted from that trip, and I haven't read this yet. But if you don't know, there's a house in Salem, Massachusetts that Nathaniel Hawthorne drew inspiration for this novel. And this is also gothic seaside novel as well, and I don't know much about it, but I believe there's this like maybe love triangle of some sort going on in it. But I am super excited, and I probably maybe will pick this up this summer as well. We'll see. If not, this fall. It's giving all the right vibes. Next, I have Dracula. I am so excited for this because this is another one. Like, all these books I hear nothing but good things about because they've been around for so long. So I'm really actually just excited for all of them. But this one I don't know much about, other that, you know, we are following Dracula. He's a vampire, but I'm really excited to have the origin story of Dracula because so much in media. You know, there's all these retellings of Dracula or just vampires, you know, and all that lore and where that comes from. And I'm excited to read where that comes from. And I have heard that this is definitely good versus evil. And I really love a book that covers good versus evil, light over darkness. As a Christian, that just resonates a lot with me. So I am excited to see, as a Christian, what I would think of this novel. This is another one I am thinking that I will probably pick up this fall, but let me know if I should bump it up on the TBR. This next one, I don't know if it is actually considered a Gothic novel, but to me it does seem like it is eerie or creepy enough to be one, and that is The Picture of Dorian Gray. I just saw Lauren Jeans do a reading vlog reading this novel, and I immediately had to go get it. And also, side note, quite a bit of my classics are in this cloth bound edition. I have been collecting them. I love them, and I think they look amazing on the shelf. But yeah, I had to go pick this up after her review on it, and I'm really, really intrigued by this novel. And the reason why I think this might be considered Gothic novel, just because it does cover some, I feel like, darker themes, and just the premise of this book seems a little bit darker, and when it deals with vanity and how, you know, decaying it could be to our souls. So for that reason, it seems pretty Gothic, and that it would be in that category. But if you're unfamiliar, in this book we are following Dorian Gray, and he has a portrait done of himself, and he loves this portrait of himself, and he just wishes that he could stay young forever like he is in this portrait. And he gets that wish, I believe, that he doesn't age, but the painting starts to age. So that just sounds super intriguing, that whole idea. I'm really excited for this one. And then I have one more that I think that would fall into the category of Gothic literature, and that is Northanger Abbey. This isn't exactly a Gothic novel, but it's a commentary on Gothic novels. And I'm really intrigued by this. I've heard some people say it's like a jab at the Brontë sisters. So I'm really interested to see that, and hopefully I'll pick up on any of that as well. But yeah, I don't know much of the premise of this. I just know it's a commentary on Gothic literature, and Jane Eyre wrote it, so therefore I will be reading it. I have read only 3 of Jane Eyre's novels, so it's only fitting that I continue and to read more of her novels, and I'm super excited for this one. Next, I have what I think is a more modern classic. It came out in the 40s, I believe, and that is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. This one has had me intrigued for a while, mostly because of this cover. I just think this book is so simple and cute. I really love a good aesthetic cover, just like anybody. But the reason why I have really bumped this up without really even knowing what this novel is about is because I read The Bright Years, and in The Bright Years our main female character is reading A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and it kind of resonates with her a bit. So I immediately was like, I need to pick up this novel and I need to read it. This next one is kind of intimidating, probably one of the most intimidating in this list. I don't find many of these intimidating. There's probably like 3 that I would say intimidate me a bit, but this is definitely one, and that is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I have read Mice of Men. I've read that book twice now, which I'll talk more about that in another video, but I have never read any more of his books, and this has been floating around lately because I believe there's a Netflix show. So when I read this, I will be watching the show. And as a Christian, I've heard amazing things from other Christians about this book and just the parallels with, I think, like Adam and Eve. So I really want to get to this and see what that's all about. So let me know if you guys would be interested in a reading vlog or something. And since we're on the topic of books that intimidate me, the next one I have is The Count of Monte Cristo. This is going to break my wrist holding it. I need 2 hands. But all seriousness, yes, this book intimidates me, but I know I can do it, and there will be a reading vlog of me reading this summer, and I can't wait to have that experience with you guys. And I've heard nothing but great things. More people have been reading and raving about this book, especially since there's a new TV show, I believe, on Amazon Prime. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we are following a main character who is falsely imprisoned, and I really don't know much more than that. I feel like with these profound books, it's so hard to really explain the premise, because these books are more all about the vibes and all about life lessons and deeper thought-provoking subjects. So when I watch videos on people even rating this book, I feel like they even have a hard time to really explaining what it's about, because it's just one of those books that are just a bit more heavier, and you need to just read it and experience it for yourself. And that, for me, is just so intriguing, and that's another reason why I love classics so much. This next book is probably the last book I would say that truly intimidates me, and that is Anna Karenina. I am more scared of this because of the author, and the reason why I find this author just intimidated because he wrote War of Peace. And if I was to say the top novel to ever intimidate me that I am terrified to read, and because of that I will probably never have the guts to read, because even though these intimidate me, I have the guts to read them. I'm going to read them, I know, and I'm excited to read them. But War of Peace is so intimidating. I don't think I have the guts to read it. Who's to say that could change in the future? But as of right now, terrified. And because it's the same author, I'm just scared of this book. And again, this is another classic book that I don't know much about, but I have heard raving reviews on. Especially if you watch Paris May Reads reading vlog on this book. She talks about this book, and I just, because of her vlog, had to pick it up. There is a common theme with me buying books. I see someone here on booktube rave about it. I have to buy it. I want to read it immediately, but I don't have the time to read all these books immediately. But I do have this on the list. And let me know, when is a good time to pick up this novel? Because I love reading books that match the seasons. I'm very much of an atmospheric reader. I like all that to match. So let me know. These last two I feel like give very much spring vibes. And honestly, June is a transition month for me where I like to read some spring but going into summer. So I'm really hoping that I can prioritize these and get to them, because I'm afraid that if I don't get to them next month, I probably won't read them until next year. So I need you guys in the comments to convince me to read these two and bump them up on my TBR. And the first one I have is The Secret Garden. This is a children's classic, so I feel like it'd be so easy for me to get through. There's actually a lot of children's classics that I'm very interested in. This is the only one that I put on this list, though, that I'm really hoping to get to this year. But there are so many out there that I just didn't read as a kid and I want to read now as an adult. You know, like Peter Pan even. Like, I would love to get through all those children classics. And everyone that I know in my personal life tell me that I would love this book. And this is one I would love to read to my daughter eventually. I believe that she would also enjoy this. But in this novel, we are following some kids, I believe, and they find the secret garden. That's about all I know. But also look at this cover. It is so cute. And I love the little size of this. it just makes me so happy. And like, also this is what I mean, like, look at the pages and those words. I feel like this would be such a fast, easy read. So please convince me down in the comments to read this. And if you didn't know, I'm a huge gardener. I love my garden, so I need to get to this. And this last book I think is my favorite out of all the cloth bounds I have because it's so stinking cute, and that is Middlemarch. And in this book, I believe we're just following some townspeople in England, and that it's just a deeper human study on like marriage and idealism and just the struggles that ordinary people find themselves in. This is a Victorian novel, I believe, and I very much feel like this is a perfect book to pick up in spring. So if you have read it, please convince me to pick it up sooner rather than later. This is also a pretty hefty one, but look at this peak, and again this cover, I love it, so cute. But yeah, this is the last book and the 12 classics I want to read this year. Just to give you guys a recap, I'm going to rapid fire through the 12 classics I want to get to this year. The Secret Garden, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, Rebecca, East of Eden, The House of Seven Gables, Northanger Abbey, The Picture of Dorian Gray, Dracula, The Count of Monte Cristo, Middlemarch, Anna Karenina. So there you guys have it. Those are the 12 classics I want to read this year. Again, let me know in the comments which ones I should prioritize and what season I should read these in. And again, thank you for clicking on this video, and I would love it if you guys would stick around and subscribe, like this video, comment, all the things. I appreciate it. Thank you.